One stitch issue that is generally not a threading issue is skipped stitches. I tried really hard to illustrate this by making my machine do skip stitches, but I wasn't quite able to force my machine to do it because I didn't want to hurt my machine. Skipped stitches look like this. What happens is the needle goes down and makes a stitch, the needle goes down and makes a stitch, and then every once in a while the needle goes down but the stitch isn't made. The thread just skips over the hole, just like that. So you'll have a stitch, it'll go down, and then there'll be a hole, but the thread won't go down to make the whole stitch. So that's a skipped stitch. Skipped stitches are usually due to an old or a too wimpy needle, or a needle that is being bent or pulled out of position by pulling or tugging on the fabric while you're sewing. Remember that the needle has to be in a precise position in order to meet up with the hook inside the machine to make a stitch. So if the needle is dull or not strong enough, it won't push down through the fabric as easily and may bend a bit instead, meaning it won't end up straight down where it's supposed to be. Every time this happens, there will be a needle hole where the needle went down, but no stitch, a skipped stitch. But the most common needle issue is that it's breaking. So let's look at some reasons that needles break. So number one, this is just a little thin piece of metal. So needles can break because they just aren't strong enough for the fabric, in which case you should use a stronger or sharper needle. Again, read the needle packages, think about your fabric, and use the right needle. Needles can also break because they're hitting something. This could be pins in your fabric, right? If you're using a lot of pins, and especially if you're not slowing down, then you could be hitting pins and breaking your needles. So in that case, you could start taking out your pins before you sew over them. Okay. Besides something like pins in your fabric, your needle could be hitting something on the machine. In order to discover what that might be that it's hitting on the machine, put in a fresh needle so that you know that it's nice and straight. Make sure you push it all the way up. Okay, and then using the hand wheel, slowly move the needle up and down and watch and listen to see if it is hitting anything. You can check to see if it's the presser foot, right? You might want to take off the presser foot after you've checked to see that it's not hitting the presser foot, and look here to see if it's getting really close to the hole in the needle plate, right? And you can also just listen really carefully and see if it sounds like it's hitting anything inside. The last possibility is that you are stressing out your needle as you sew by bending it. This could either be because the needle isn't strong or sharp enough, so it bends or deflects as it passes through. So if you're sewing something heavy fabric or you're sewing something with lots of bulky seams, right, then it ends up somewhere other than straight down and then hits something like the needle plate or the presser foot or something inside. Or, like I just demonstrated, you are pulling and tugging, right? So let's put this needle down and let's see if I can pull the needle out of position. And yes, I can, just by pulling on the fabric. This is a tiny piece of fabric, but you can see I can pull that needle out of position just by pulling and tugging on the fabric, and then it can hit something inside. Of course, if you haven't changed your needle in forever and it breaks, then it was just old. Whatever happens, make sure you find all those little bits and pieces. Don't let them stay inside your machine. And again, if your needle is breaking and someone mentions that maybe you need to adjust your tension, please watch the tension video first.